Welcome to our e-commerce database demo. In this overview, we'll be looking at a few of the main features of the program, and we're going to start with how to enter data into the database in the first place. There are three main ways to do that, and in the first method, we are going to enter the data using the iPhone. Once we select the iPhone app, we can pick the scanner, either Bluetooth or built-in camera, and we will shoot the UPC code. While we're positioning the photo for taking pictures, the database is collecting the information from online sources, pulling in the item, and it will come up with a prompt asking if that is the correct item, and then it'll ask us condition and quantity, which we can enter at this stage. We can change it later, of course. We'll select the first photo position, and we'll take that using the iPhone camera. It does a pretty good job. We will then position for second photo. We have up to 4 photos. Usually that is sufficient. And we will now take one more picture. We'll do it landscape this time. And once that is positioned, take the picture. These pictures are uploading to the database immediately. As you will see, we'll switch over to the database application now. Once it's been brought into the main database application, you can see all the various data that's been pulled in or entered. So the title comes in, the UPC that we scanned has been converted to the ASIN, the Amazon number. We have model and brand and description and the pictures that we've imported. So now we can start editing the information that has been recorded for us. Start with the title. We can tweak the title to make it fit a little bit better. Stylize it a little bit, take as best advantage of the 80 characters that eBay gives us. There's a little counter there so that we know how many characters are currently being used. If we have in use more than 80 characters, it'll actually turn red, as you can see in just a second here, and that'll give us an indication that we need to do some editing and clean that up a little bit. We can select the eBay condition, and that is separate from the Amazon condition. We need to pick a shipping type. We have a number of drop downs for that. Free shipping in this case. Since it's a video game, we can pick the category. Obviously it is video games, and then we can select Xbox One for this particular game. If that's not precise enough, we can search by the title all of eBay's categories, and it will pull up a list, and we can select the appropriate one if we need to be more precise. In this case, we had the right one. Next, we will want to tweak the description field just slightly, a couple errors we see there to clean up. Then by hitting add description, it will automatically add shipping information as well as a condition description. That's based on the condition we've chosen and the category that we've chosen. We also have support for photo editing built right in. We can crop to a square for better positioning on eBay. We could resize the photo if it was too small or too big. And we also give a little brightness hit to the picture to lighten up the background and complete that. We can do the same thing for the next photo. This is all being done real time. This is nice and quick, way faster than going to Photoshop for simple photo alterations. So now this listing is ready to go except for pricing. So to get a good idea of the price we should be setting for this, we're going to search by name across some of the popular websites. We will check with Amazon.com. You can see approximately what it's selling for, new and used. Amazon.ca, as well as eBay. More useful than eBay is eBay sold. We can see here this is a good example, number of lots of bids, recent date, and a good price. So that gives us an idea. There's other stores we can pick from as well. So there is one issue with this particular video game, and that is the UPC code is actually a Canadian code. So occasionally that happens. So if we search the UPC on Amazon.com, it's not going to come up. On Amazon.ca, it does come up, and we can see the appropriate price. And we can check conditions, giving us an idea of what is happening there. So there is support built in for when we need to have two different ASIN numbers. If we search the ASIN, again, it's not going to come up on .com, it will come up on .ca properly. We have a separate field for the US ASIN numbers that are different. So first we'll search by name, and we need to identify what the proper ASIN number is. So we'll pick this one as the appropriate one, scroll down, find the ASIN, copy that, and simply paste it into the US box. Now when we search that, it will come up on the US site as expected. If we check the Canadian site for this ASIN, we will find a listing. Doesn't look like it's very well used though, so we're not going to change to this one on our Canadian listing. We'll keep that the same. So now we have to come up with the appropriate prices. We can make them all independent. Amazon and eBay prices don't have to be the same. If we punch in a price for the US and then click on the Canadian letters up there, it'll convert at the current today's exchange rate. I'll go and check, make sure we're in the right ballpark. Put in a price that's appropriate there. We can tweak the price for the US. Let's double check it once again. I want to make sure we have shipping accounted for. I think we're pretty safe at 39. Now we can turn on, they'll change colors when we've selected them. You can select the two Amazons and one of each of the two Canadian and US eBays. Best offer is an option that we usually put on. All those prices are set. Now we can select our price for in-store. That will actually print on the label. MSRP can be imported. It will automatically calculate as well based on condition and sell price if we leave it blank. Now we can print our label for our physical item. So now it's ready to list online. So if we click there, it's going to do some basic error checking. The model and UPC number can no longer be the same on eBay. So we'll try re-importing the model, see if it's any different. It's not, so we're just going to add a 0 to the front of it. That'll get by eBay. And now it's going to warn us that the ASIN are not the same. Do we want to do that or not? In this case, we do want to keep it that way, so away we go. So this is now listed online, just like that. This is all real time. Give it a couple seconds. There we go, update, and we click on this listing, and that it is our listing online, real time already. The Amazon listings are already queued up as well. It takes them a few minutes to do it, but as soon as they get around to it, it will be listed on Amazon as well. And that's it. Start to finish, we entered a listing using the iPhone as a starting point, and it is now live on the internet. However, it's also available in our store, and what would happen if someone was to buy it? Let's find out. From our cash register screen, we can go and scan in the item. It will populate the order form, will complete the order. They will purchase it with cash. We will calculate the change due. We will print out a receipt for them. Opens up the cash drawer. And the sale is complete. So while we were checking that out at the till, it actually took the listings offline. It's no longer available on eBay. You would see the quantity is 0. If we update it, it's still at 0. If we want to put that back online, since we didn't actually sell it, we can enter a quantity, hit this shortcut button right here to repost the quantity. And in a matter of a few seconds, we'll get a real-time update that there are no errors and that it's successfully posted. If we recheck the data, you'll see there's now links to both auctions, brand new auctions on eBay again. It will also be updating the Amazon quantities appropriately as well. So quick and easy to add additional quantity to items already in the database or to repost items that were there before. Second way to add products to the database is our quick add feature. If we use quick check, we can scan any barcode. It will quickly show us online comparables, and we can determine if it's worth selling online or retail. In this case, we're just going to put it for our store with a retail sticker on it, and we'll go to the next one. When we scan this one in, we'll discover it's a little more interesting. It's in brand new condition and cheap to ship, so we're going to convert this into a product to sell both in the store and online. We pick our appropriate MSRP value. We can pick any one of them. That'll be the new MSRP. And based on that, our condition code will suggest our sell price to us. We're going to do this at full speed, so watch how fast we can do this. We're going to get our ASIN, go look it up online, so you can see now this is what we scanned was a video game for PlayStation 3. Going to compare US and Canadian prices, try to come up with the appropriate selling price for ourselves. Convert it to US. We will punch in our Amazon prices. They don't have to be the same. They will be fairly close. We will set the condition to new as it is sealed. Turn on the stores we wish to sell on. Pick our shipping. Pick our categories, subcategories. We are going to import new text in for the description. And we'll add a descriptor header. Delete the new information. Now we're going to just import pictures in directly from online. It's just a video game art. I'm going to do it quick and dirty. Check if there's a second picture. There's not, so we won't use it. We'll just go with the one. We're just going to update the title quickly. I like to put sealed on it for eBay. We're going to print a label, pick our location, and then we are going to publish online. That's it. It's done. Start to finish, real time. So before we demo the third and final way to get new products into the database, there's a couple little features I want to show you. One is the spec sheet generator. Any product in the database can quickly be turned into a 8.511 spec sheet that you can attach to the product box to give retail buyers more information. Very nice and easy to do. We can also convert that into a TV format by simply pressing the button. Turns it on and off. And we also use that on our poll display. So this shows in between customer sales, it will show the various products available. And of course, when it's sold, it automatically is removed from the TV. Okay, so for the third and final way to enter a new item into the database, we do it directly from the manifest. punch in the purchase ID and the price we paid, and then a cool feature is we can simply select the entire manifest. A lot of you will recognize where these come from. Completely select the whole thing and simply paste it in, and it will all be formatted exactly how we want it into separate fields. So from here we have some quick buttons to assign costing. So what we're doing here is basically picking the main items that we want to make sure we label and keep track of, and we're going to assign a basic cost to them so that our approximate cost equals the price we paid for the lot. So once we're satisfied we've got the majority of the important items, we are going to print the manifest labels that we can tag these items so that we can keep track of them all. It'll also tell us how many to print, and then we can tag our items with those stickers. So to create, after it's been tested and such, we can create a new item directly from this manifest. All we have to do is assign the condition and hit that add button, and it populates the listing for us. So this is very much now like all the other listings we've created. We can check what these are selling for, make sure it's the right correct item, translate that to the proper ASIN, import model and description, and pick categories and all of those kinds of things, pick our shipping, and list our conditions. We can also correct our description. We're going to have to take a few characters out of that to get it to fit onto eBay. Tweak that a little bit. Check the characters, got a little bit still to play with, so. And then we can start assigning our stores and our prices. Again, just like every other listing, we will check online, see what they're selling for. These are not cheap, which is of course what we like. See what the used are selling for. Quite expensive. It's a good basis to start our pricing on. I should mention that as we're calculating these prices, as you've noticed, we've been listing on as many as 4 different stores, 2 Amazons, 2 eBays. We also have it on our retail store, of course, and also on our own web store. So there's actually 6 different places this item can sell. I only have 1 of them. Obviously, we don't want to sell it more than once. But the system, as we've already explained, when we buy it on retail, automatically takes it offline. It also does the same thing when it sells on any of the other platforms. It immediately comes offline on all of the other eBays and Amazon stores, and that way we avoid overselling items. So we've imported some pictures in. We could augment them with our own photos, which is what we do a lot of times. We've assigned the store price, we printed the label, and now we can list it online, and it's for sale. So while the manifest system makes it a nice easy way to enter items because you already have existing UPC info and things like that, it's a lot more useful than that because we can also use it to keep track of our profitability. So we can backfill these manifests with the items as we sell them or as we get them listed. We can click on the UPCs and it'll automatically bring up the actual listing. This one's in testing, so we haven't assigned a sale price to it yet. It's worth quite a bit. And so as you can see, there's the retail price, there's the cost price. In this case, it's a cost of exact percentage per item of what we purchased it for. And then you can see the sell price, and it calculates profitability. It takes 20% off for shipping and for eBay fees, PayPal, Amazon. So that net profitability is after 20% costs are subtracted. So we also support broken items. There's 2 different kinds: broken that basically is worthless, and broken with parts. And we have a shelf, a broken shelf code generation, so we can keep track of all the different items, that we can collect them together and hopefully use parts to create a good one next time it comes around. So as you can see, as this gets filled in, we get an updated profitability. We can go into any particular item after it's been sold. This was sold in the store. We gave them a deal of $100 instead of $110, as you can see. So now we can go back to the manifest and actually update that to 100 instead of 110, and it will update the profitability accordingly. So that's how the manifests help us keep track of profitability on individual lots. So thank you for watching this overview of some of the features of our e-commerce database. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us.